What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in again to another episode of Breakpoint Now. I am your host, Jesse Leon, talent agent for Breakpoint Booking. If you didn't know about us, we're a talent agency based out here. Well, we're based out a little bit everywhere, LA, Ohio. We got agents all over the country. But yeah, we're home to some legends in the game. We also specialize in breaking acts. So go follow us on all our socials that we can see when our acts are going to be coming to a city near you. You can check them out. Okay. Today we have a very special guest. He's from the Bay Area, been around a while. Dub Flamenco, aka Dr. Post-A-Lot. Let's bring him on here. Dr. Post-A-Lot, what's going on, man?
What's up? What's up?
How you been?
Good. Shout out to Breakpoint.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah. We like to get a bunch of people, not just artists, but we like to get, a wide range of like people that are in the back. You know what I mean? People don't understand it's a lot of back work too. It's not just performing, So we're going to talk to you about that. You have a lot of important stuff going on here. Let me put this ticker for you too, man. Let's get your info out there. drpostalot.com. IG at Dr. Post-A-Lot. Facebook, Dr. Post-A-Lot is here. Twitter, Dr. Post-A-Lot here. So go check those socials out. Get in touch with them. All right, man. So how's life right now, man?
Great. I mean, other than the whole pandemic thing, everything is cool. I'm glad everything is opened up. Everything's popping. The interesting thing is, since I do social media, I'm always like not really outside anyways. Mm-hmm. And a lot of my activity does go through the social networks. So everything's been cool. Picked up a new, we're finalizing a new client. So that's pretty exciting. Mm-hmm. One of my, our current clients right now has been it's been pretty active, and it's been pretty fun. And yeah, I like that. Like, I like what you said about, giving light to the people in the background, because everything that you see on TV or you see, in front of the camera, most likely they have like an amazing team behind them, and, somebody's got to hold the camera.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, man. I guess you do a little bit of everything. Someone's got to hold the camera. Someone's got to post that video. Someone's got to edit that video. Someone's got to put the music to that video. It's a lot of stuff that goes into it, man. Yeah.
Sir. Yes, sir.
It's a team, man. It's a team. But yeah, so yeah, you probably did slow down a bit even during the pandemic, because artists who couldn't do anything physically outside, they had to step their game up on the social media side. You know what I mean? To keep their name relevant out there, especially some of these like breaking acts or these like, middle tier acts. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have the big name. They're not, Snoop Dogg's going to be fine. Yeah, Madonna's going to be fine. Yeah, they're fine. They got their money in the bank or whatever. But it's a lot of these middle tier and breaking acts that kind of affected, and they've had to step their social media game up. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, for sure. Definitely. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the artists that I do work with and in the past and all of that, a lot of them are at that middle, at that, like what you said, that middle tier. And the best thing is to, whether you're an artist or you're a business, you want to be visible on the social networks. It's crazy that because of the pandemic, everyone was forced to, be online. But even prior to that, like I would always stress to people that, be visible on social, because that's like your new calling card, or that's where you can start generating some fans, and get that journey to begin. And then if you do happen to turn into a big name or whatever, I mean, everyone has to start somewhere.
Yeah, no, it's not, and that's not everyone can afford to hire somebody to do it, right? So when you're breaking acts, you gotta kind of do it yourself. It is a full-time job, man. Like I tell like a lot of my clients and stuff, like, you gotta post something like at least once a day, something. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, whether it be just a video of you like chilling in the studio or even just out and about, just something to keep your name out there because people have short memories in this business. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it yeah, yeah, and that's kind of like one of my mottos is kind of like, you know what I mean? If they don't see you, how are they gonna know, you know?
Yep, absolutely. Cool. So
Yeah.
so you're a blogger, content manager, social network advisor, so kind of a jack of all trades as far as that goes. Explain some of the stuff that you've done, like that you've done like within the industry and stuff like that.
Well, I worked in I did a few like online, like, you know, those GoFundMe for artists where they try to raise money.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did a few of those. I did one. Let's see, one of the art. I did a few. Whether it was an artist or whether it was like an online radio station that does, you know, like benefit thing, trying to raise money for whatever the case may be. I've done a few of those. Some of them completed the task. Some of them didn't. You know, everything on social media is a lot of trial and error. So sometimes, you know, sometimes it turns out, sometimes it doesn't. That's just like the reality of it.
Right.
Let's see. Yeah, I did a few like campaigns for that. When people have like a video that they got to put out, like sometimes people I try to keep it at least 3 months to work with an artist. But initially 3 months really isn't enough time, especially if you're like just trying to get your name out. You know, sometimes it could take up to a year. It could take up to 2-3 years.
Right.
But that's why I always stress is like, you know, like you said, you know, you want to always like at least post once a day. You know, you want to try to figure out something with your team to like think of different strategies, like, you know what I mean? So you can try to, you know, like you don't want to be too gimmicky, but you want to just, you know, keep it like authentic enough to like, you know, to draw in some people. So I worked with a few with that. Music, a lot of music, you know, singles when those come out. You know, like even prior for it to even go on the social network, like, you know, like the back part where, you know, you got to contact, well, you got to get a press release, right? Press releases are still cool. So we, you know, I didn't per se write any press releases, but like, because, like my role in the whole social media thing is, like I do have like my experiences and, you know, my feedback for different strategies or whatever. But I kind of feel that everybody has like a talent. Like, you know, somebody might be really good at the graphics. Somebody might be good at like just writing up little blurbs. You know what I mean? So like, so when I work with people, I try to like, you know, I'll give my feedback and all that, but there's always somebody that's pretty nifty with the video editing or the graphics. You know, like you said, it's a whole team. But when I first started doing this, it was like really, like you said, like I had to do the blogging, I had to do the content creating, and it was pretty hard, but it was fun at the same time because that's where that's where I got all my experience from. But then I learned through the years, you know, as you start networking with different people, man, it's easier to work with a team, and and you just see results come a little bit faster because depending on like if you know how active other people are on their social networks, man, like I seen some people that no one heard of, and all of a sudden, bam, you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah,
it's
you
pretty,
catch fire in a bottle sometimes.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Like during this pandemic, we got like a lot of people went to like live streaming, whether it be on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You ever heard of Twitch?
Yeah. Oh, I love Twitch. Twitch is amazing.
Oh man, I love that. That actually kept me going through the pandemic, man. We had one of our, or actually two of our artists really get pretty big on it. Nick Black and Harry Mack. I don't even heard of Harry Mack. He's a freestyle rapper.
Okay, no, wow, that's
Yeah,
dope. Yeah, I'm always trying to look, and that's where I actually that's where I'm finding a lot of new people to follow, people that I've been following. I keep up with them. Like that, I haven't heard of an artist having a Twitch page though. Well, no, I mean I've seen some, but I you know, I think that's dope. Like
Yeah.
Like you said, like a lot of the live streaming, Twitch kind of like took the like ran with it, and then that whole other new thing, how there's a Clubhouse app, there's a
Hmm.
Twitter Space app. I'm not on the Clubhouse app, but I hear mixed reviews with it. You know what I mean? Mostly good,
Hmm.
good. The good. Um, the negative stuff, it's mostly just repetition because it just starts to become the same old thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
my whole thing is, I like Twitter Space. I like Twitter Space because you're working off of your Twitter network. So
Right.
even if you have like 500 to 1,000 followers on Twitter, man, like it's a good place because if you generated like a specific network on there or a broad network, whatever, it's like right there for you. Whereas I heard on Clubhouse, it's kind of like starting all over, which isn't
Yeah.
bad as well. So it kind of just depends, you know what I mean? Like from live
Yeah.
streaming to live audio, like it's interesting, right? Like how where we see social media grow
It is crazy.
from whatever MySpace or whatever to like now,
Hmm.
and to see more media outlets taking advantage of it's kind of like it's just social media is what it is, media, right? So you just
Right.
gotta there's certain way that there's a blueprint, right? But the dope thing about it is, everyone could get creative in their own way, where that makes them stick out. You know what I mean? Or just put them, they can create these different audiences. And there's so many artists out
Right.
there
Hmm.
that need platforms like yourself to get out there to the people, to everyone to see you, and some extra promotion. Like, man,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, even that's the reason we started this, the Breakpoint Now. It was like during the pandemic, we obviously couldn't book any shows. So, we all kind of brainstormed and we're like, you know what, we got to figure something out because they're going to forget we're an agency, because we're kind of small still. We've got some big names on the roster, but, people are going to forget about us real quickly if we don't keep our name
Yeah.
out there.
Mhm.
So we were like, hey, man, let's get it going. So we started Breakpoint Now, start interviewing artists and stuff like that on our roster just to keep
Yeah.
our name out there, keep it fresh, and it's been pretty good.
Well,
And like I said,
I'm
yeah,
gonna definitely do my part, and you know what I mean. Make sure that um, I'm gonna do my part to make people, you know what I mean, bring the awareness to you guys, because I feel like we need that for a lot of artists, man. They need outlets like this. This is like so important.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. It's been a lot of fun, man. We like I said, we got, like I said, we got a lot of our artists out. Harry Mack, like I said, I'll have to shoot you his info. You can check him out on Twitch or check him out on wherever.
For
He's
sure.
one of the hottest freestyle rappers right now. Like, anyway, so I did like rapid fire questions at the end, and he answered them in a freestyle.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, and it was cool, man. It was fun. You know what I mean? So like
I'm
stuff like
definitely.
that though, kind of keep it fun and get everyone. And this was like when the pandemic first kind of started, so we're like, it's just something for people to watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even now, it's not like it's not over yet. It's still like we should still be safe. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
but
oh, for sure, definitely. But yeah, definitely like moving forward, I mean, you need like you said, like this is the best place to get, you know what I mean? Whether like now, because I feel like before people were kind of hesitant to do some type of like live performances online, but now they see that this is kind of the norm. You could do it online, you could do it in person. Like there's so many. It just opened up a whole new avenue for everybody.
absolutely, absolutely.
Hmm.
Yeah, we pair with a couple like Happen. They do live streaming shows. We had a couple of shows on there from our artists that like performed on there. People buy tickets, you can buy merch, and then Sessions. We partnered with Sessions, same thing. You know what I mean? You buy tickets online, and you could just watch it at your house. And
Yeah,
like
and
and
you
then
got
and then you could also chat with them, and if at the end of the show, and it's different. It's a different type of feel, and I think
man.
people like that kind of. It makes kind of feel like you're at the venue and you get to chat with them and stuff like that afterwards.
Yeah, I mean when one of the online radio stations that I helped manage, they they were doing online stuff since like 1988 or like some like long time ago. They've been doing it for a
Wow.
while. And then when I linked up with them, you know what I mean, like the whole chatting and like, you know what I mean, like just it's like I just call it like, you know, like remember the Ustream days, like when that
Hmm.
Ustream, like it
Yep.
was like that. But now with the whole Twitch platform, like it makes it really fun and interactive. So it's like,
It does. Yeah.
I mean, we here now.
Yep. Yep. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. It's like I said, we're moved into a different sector. Now this is wide open. So
Yeah,
that's why you play an important role because you know that or you've been knowing that, and so now it's like your job. You got a little bit more on your plate because now you got to Twitch is another thing. Like I said, Facebook Live, like
right.
get that up. Whether it's just popping in for a few minutes for a couple songs or something like that, just something small like that goes a long way.
Not for nothing. If artists aren't taking advantage of all of these different things, man, like that's where you need to start paying attention and getting in tune with the live sessions. And it gives you practice when you do it in outside, like at a park or at a festival or something, like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's it like it just kind of like this whole pandemic thing kind of and it just kind of like solidified, because I've been doing social media for like about 15 years now. So like just to see everything and to hear the language that people are like talking, I'm just kind of like, yes, you know what I mean, like, oh my god, you guys feel it now, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right. Finally, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I just so like most of the time I'm like watching everything, and I'm just I'm always learning, you know what I mean, and I'm always trying to get my 2 cents in. People always have questions and everything, and I try my best to like like just be as honest I can, you know what I mean, so that like, hey, how many times should I post, how many should I use hashtags, or what do you think about this? And then I'm just like, wow, okay, right on. And you know what I mean, and it just
Mm-hmm.
feels good to give back now, you know what I mean, like I'm always giving back. You know what I mean, I'm always helping different organizations, and whatever I could do, you know what I mean, like because I get it, you know what I'm saying, because like I was there, like when I first started doing this, like I used to post, like I still post a lot, but now, you know what I mean, I'm just kind of like, just trying to like really like just be really careful of my posts now, like as far as just like, you know what I mean, like just trying to be more structured, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember a time I used to tag a lot of people, and a lot of people didn't understand it. And then nowadays, hey, let me get a shout out. How come you ain't tagged me in the post? And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
now you want to get tagged,
Yeah, that's so funny, man. That's funny.
right?
All right, so who are some businesses or people you work? I know you work with MC Light, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. FC Light. I've been She was like one of my when I first started. Actually, it was interesting. Like we connected through an email, and it was through a song that she had put out or something, and then we connected through that, and then it ended up becoming like where I started managing her MySpace page, and then from there it just, I don't know what happened, but then from there I just started getting calls from all over the place, and it's just wow, you know what I mean. So
Nice. Yeah,
I
yeah.
went to like MC Light as an artist. Another artist that I worked with closely was Reese, the singer.
Okay. Yeah.
She's the one that I did the campaign with, and she raised like 38,000 on the campaign, and she
Wow.
did that in less than 2 months. And this was like after when like she was like on her independent, so
Mm-hmm.
that was pretty exciting. I helped the hieroglyphics with Hyro Day, their festival. So
Mm-hmm.
I helped them with their social media from the first one all the way to 2019, I believe, or
Wow.
yeah, yeah. So that so that was really dope. What other artists? I work with a lot of DJs. I started from DJs, that working with DJs, it turned into working with radio stations, radio shows on the radio stations,
Wow.
podcasting. I was an early supporter to the Drink Champs when they first launched, and I have a relation with Noriega and EFN, and
Wow.
that all stemmed through Twitter. Like a lot of my network, like I lost I lost my Twitter account that I had for 12 years. They 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 got me for like copyright infringement, and
Oh
it was
no.
and the crazy thing is I tagged everybody that was involved in the video, and it was just like a video that I grabbed from IG. But they said,
Mhm.
Twitter sent me the email, and they said, well, in order for you to reinstate your account, I would have to contact basically this news channel to say that it was okay for me to do that. And I was like, okay, I could do that, but you know what I mean? Like, are they going to get back to me? Whatever the case is, blah, de, blah. So I was like, well, okay, I'm just gonna make a new account, and it kind of hurts still because I actually really put in a lot of work on that Twitter account.
Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah, I had like so many media outlets. I had Willow Smith following me on that Twitter. You know what I
Wow.
mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah. No, yeah,
crazy,
for
man.
sure.
I don't know if it's ever gonna happen again, but you know what I mean? Like it's good. You know what I'm saying? Like my people know your people.
Yeah, right, right, right. Yeah,
But then
yeah.
I
No, I understand. I can see how that'd be hard because yeah, you put so much work into it. You build this brand, basically like building a brand, and then it
Mhm.
going away. You know what I'm saying? Because your social media is like a brand nowadays.
It
You
is,
know.
and yeah, and what's crazy is that I mean it's good though because I kind of like it because I feel like I'm starting over, but at the same time, like if people are familiar with my name, and thank you for having me, keeping my name out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like people like they'll be like, oh, I know him. Oh, okay, I know who he worked with. I know, I know his. I somewhat know what he do.
Hmm.
So now I get to, I could just build a whole brand new network, and I'm up for the challenge.
Yeah, for sure.
Hmm.
All right, cool, cool. Now, who are some people that you've worked with that maybe influenced you and that kind of helped you to get into everything?
Um, I would say like a lot of like the magazine people like I looked up to like a lot of like managers managers that worked with artists
Mm-hmm.
because like when I first started working with Light, I was there with her manager prior to her manager now, and he would like give like little like give me like tips and what to look out for and what to be aware of. And so I got a lot of my like just to be honest with you, I got a lot of my knowledge working with the artists is direct. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't even so much with the manager. I built a lot of my relationships directly with the artists or the owners of the companies. So I was able to learn like just different industries and all that. But as far as working with artists, like I've worked with like artists from independent to them being signed to them not being signed. So I got a lot of my experiences, and what I'm telling everybody is just stuff that I experienced. So I'm just kind of
Okay.
like, okay. So yeah, so that's where a lot of my inspiration comes from, and just a lot of and just just watching like different strategies that's out
Hmm.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, so yeah, that's like it's like going to school basically, huh?
Yeah, I mean, they definitely, I mean, there was a time when there was no schooling for social media. Now, they got classes you could take. There's,
That's
you
awesome.
know,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
that's great, man. I wish they would teach some of those classes in high school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now you have to, usually they're in college, but man, I think they have to like start expanding the high school curriculum a little bit to do, social media managing, content, blogging should be a class. Like they should be doing this kind of stuff nowadays because that's the whole world right now. I think
Yeah,
they're
I
doing a
think
disservice to these kids, man.
that might be definitely an outlet that you might want to look into and just, you know what I mean? And just start. I know, so, depending on where you're at, I know like they're trying to implement that. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
I'm sure it'll get there at one point. I mean, the fact that they got them in colleges now, like
Right,
why not,
right.
right? And and
Hmm.
and 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 it's like a whole other level now. You know what I mean? Like when because you have these parents that they want to manage their kids because they see their kids playing video games or whatever. Now,
Mhm.
then if they get to a certain stage, you know what I mean? Like now they turn into a manager. Now they got to teach their kid. You know what I'm saying? So, and
Mhm.
then and what about the kids that don't got parents like that? Like you said, like if they start teaching these like in the like junior high, the elementary school, like just some type of like basic stuff for the kids. Like I
Mhm.
like to it's interesting that you say that because I'm all for like just teaching the basics of social media because
Mhm.
social media changes all the time, but there's always a foundation that isn't gonna go away. So I'm
Right.
definitely for that, like
Yeah, for
educate.
sure. Yeah, I have a 10-year old son, and he's good. I mean, he's really smart. He's really tech savvy because he's grew up with it. You know what I mean? Like, because I consider myself pretty okay, with social media and stuff like that. So he's kind of watched me, and then like he sees his friends doing it, and like he's got a TikTok now where he plays a lot of Minecraft, and
Oh,
he's got
okay.
a bunch of followers. I'm like, oh, what? Like, you're crazy. He's like, and so I'm trying to like kind of coach him a little bit. Like, okay, I get you. And
Yeah.
I have a Twitch channel. I do a podcast on my Twitch channel as well. And so
Sure.
I was like, dude, let's collaborate. You can play video games on my Twitch channel, and then I'll do the podcast, and we can make it like this family thing. You know what I mean? And
That's
he's all
so
for it.
cool.
So we're gonna get that thing going pretty soon. But yeah, it's important, man. Like like I said, I try to teach him the basics and stuff like that, just because I know it's huge. It's huge. Teach him, get him some writing classes, teach him how to write at an early age. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
So
man, that's amazing, dude. Like, and that's so cool, right? Like, we didn't have that stuff, so now that it's something to pass down, like that's raw. That's
mhm.
man,
Yeah,
yeah. See,
yeah.
that's
So when
like
he's in high school, by the time he gets to high school, he's gonna be a beast. You know what I mean? So that's my goal for him.
hell yeah, that's exciting.
Cool. Let's talk about your company, Web Management.
Okay.
How did you start that? And like, what was the premise? Like, what gave you the motivation to like get that going?
Well, web managing, that's through one of my like partners. That's her company. I'm like the social media for the company. It's like a management company. Like what it is, like for my personal business is just like the social media part. So like I got to a point where I just needed like I couldn't real I'm not really good at like talking really, you know what I mean? Like doing the business part. So I linked up with like management companies. Um actually Spicy Promotions is another promotion company that I manage, and I work with the owner, and they bring in all the talent. Like they get the business, and I'm the you know what I mean? I'm the social media guy.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, yeah, that's like all in a nutshell. Like I'm just like it's like for me, it's just at this stage in the game, it's just really just promoting like social media like more now. And then
Yeah.
if I got the background and all that, and
Mhm.
so I feel like it's my time now to like I still put in the work because I still do get clients, but I'm more like okay, well let's help you get your stuff off the ground, and and we can get you situated.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you're from the Bay Area,
Hmm.
born and raised.
Yes, yes, yes. Born and raised.
Awesome. Where'd you grow up at?
I was born in San Francisco, and then we relocated out here in the West Contra Costa. So like I'm in the Richmond area.
Okay.
Yeah, so I grew up around over here like during high school and all that. And then I was in then after high school and all that I was in LA, San Diego for a while, and then shit, just came back over here. And then so prior to social media, I used to work at the college at Cal Berkeley, and
Okay.
yeah, and that's actually where I learned about the internet and everything. And
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
yeah, and then from there, the birth of social media, right? That's kind of like around those early the AOL days, right?
Yeah, the
Uh,
dial-up.
the dial right. and yeah, and that's where yeah, and that, from there, man, that's where like I started getting like, well, 15 years ago when I first started doing it, man, it was like I had prior to that I had no type of entertainment industry experience. I had none of that. Like, of course,
Okay.
when I was in like high school, like trying to do the DJ thing, the breakdancing thing, did all of that, but never really took it like, never thought that I would end up where I'm at right now.
Hmm.
So it's kind of dope how you grow up doing something, and not knowing like 20 years later you're like, what I mean, like you're actually like working with people that you were, like that whole transition, and
Yeah, yeah,
it,
yeah.
it's pretty cool. Like,
Yeah, man.
yeah,
That's
I
awesome, man. That's a great journey.
I would have never thought that I would get this far.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. I wanted to be in the music business too, man, when I was in high school, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, and then I went to college. I'm from Washington State, but
Oh,
I've been a Niner fan since I was 6. I dropped my Niner hat. I knew you from the Bay.
I see that.
But yeah, I went to move to Long Beach and to get into the entertainment industry somehow. And yeah, it took me a while. Took a little bit jobs here and there, and then finally I got on as a talent agent. And it's been a great
Oh,
journey, man. I'm like, it took me a while, but
hey,
it's awesome that I got there, and now
yeah,
I'm living my dream right now.
yeah, that's
So
dope. I did a I did something at Long Beach State. I spoke to the college students at Long Beach State about social media. It was
oh,
really
nice.
dope. Yeah, it was like, I knew one of the professors over there, through Twitter, and she had invited me to speak to her class, and it was like going towards the end of the semester or whatnot. And like I didn't graduate from college or anything, but the opportunity to speak to college students about social media, I was like, whoa, man, like this is pretty, you know what I mean? Like I was just like,
That's awesome.
yo, this is cool. So
Hmm.
yeah, Long Beach, man. Like I said, like I didn't expect to be in the entertainment industry, but like my years that I've been in it, like I've learned like there is a lot of responsibilities and all that, and I just, I mean, I just want to make sure that the people that open the doors for me and continue to. I just want to make sure how you just got to give that right back, right?
Absolutely.
You take it, you give it back, and what I mean. It led me to you. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm just kind of like, okay, well let's. You know what I mean? I love Washington State too. I just came from Portland a couple
Okay.
weeks ago, and I love the Pacific Northwest. It's beautiful up there.
Very beautiful. Yeah.
Um, yeah, and and one of the artists is that I work close with, she's out there in Portland, and she's from SoCal but made her way to Portland, and she's been up there for 3 years now, and now she's kind of like, she's able to do shows, throw shows, and that's all on the independent stuff. So
Hmm.
we definitely live that independent, we definitely do that independent grind for sure.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's awesome, man. So, who are some of your favorite artists growing up? Music artists.
Of course, like as far as like him, just in general,
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, like the Michael Jacksons, of course the Run DMCs, the Boot Camp Click,
Nice. I love Who
like
Can Click, man.
yeah, those I actually work with Smith and Wesson. Yeah, I work with Smith and Wesson. I work with the Beat Miners, Beat Miner Radio, Bucktown USA.
Nice.
Yeah, I work with them. Another East Coast. I work with Pete Rock. I definitely grew up listening to Pete Rock, and
Hmm.
now I help his record label with their social media. True
Wow.
True Soul Records. Yeah, that's actually one of my latest clients, and that's been pretty dope. Like just seeing that side, and what I mean, and navigating through his fans and all that. That's pretty exciting. Um, Damn, who else did I grow up listening to? Man, anything that was on the like radio stations.
Yeah, not yet. I like your style, man. I like that. That's like that grimy hip hop. I love that stuff, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's I mean that New York East Coast. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? I think
That's
the West
funny.
Coast, the
That's
West
that's
Coast.
funny too because I'm also from the West Coast, right? And I grew up listening to more of the East Coast. I think more so it was more mainstream. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Growing up, so yeah, I listened like a lot of East Coast, Busta Rhymes, DMX,
Right.
uh, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And people be like, what a Tupac, and I was always a Biggie. I was a Biggie guy. I was like, Biggie or Tupac. I was always Biggie, and my friends
Right.
would get all mad at me, and like, but I was like, hey man, like, hey, I like what I like. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah, but
I
for
like
sure, boot camp click, man, for sure.
yeah, the vibe, and rest in peace, Sean Price.
Oh
His
man,
yeah,
R.I.P.
his thing was just just the other day, really, on August 8th, and I was
Hmm.
going through some of my old posts, and I was like, damn, that day was really like, wow, it was, whew, it was
Yeah,
really heavy.
yeah. We went to pay dues over here, and they were one of the headliners.
Oh
And
shit.
man, I've never seen them in concert before, and they were all there, man. Sean P, Buckshot, Smith and Wesson. I paid for the VIP where you got to go meet them and get signatures and stuff like that,
Oh
and
yeah.
get autographs. I was like a little kid, man. I was like, Sean P, what's up, man? Like, I was all excited. I got Buckshot's autograph too. Like, I was
Hell yeah.
like little kid, man. I was like geeking out on them. You know what I mean? But
Man,
yeah, RP Sean P, man. That dude is a beast on the mic, man. Absolute beast.
hell yeah. Yeah, I'm still like you definitely got to be a fan of all this. But I'm still a fan. Just what I mean. Just every,
Mhm.
you seen the news today where De La Soul, they got the rights to all their music now, so they're gonna start
Right.
streaming and everything. So
Nice. Yeah. Hell yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I can't wait, man. Hey, yeah, we actually have Smith and Wesson on our roster, and we also have Buckshot on our roster.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah. So I'll definitely be posting you guys.
yeah. We got. You should check out our roster. I'll send you a bunch of links after we're done, man, and then
Okay.
you can go check out our stuff.
Cool. Hell
But
yeah.
okay. Now, what about what are some of your favorite artists right now?
Ooh, I've been listening to a lot of like like the singing stuff, like the LMAs. Um, dang, that's crazy. It's interesting. Like when I always told myself, if somebody asks me who I'm listening to right now, I'm gonna be like, but right now, off top, a producer out of LA, Day One. He's dope. Grand National XL, they're out of Oakland and Richmond. They're like a Bay Area collective. They're pretty dope.
Okay.
Um, who else right now? The artist that I work with, Cooley High. He's from New York, but he's based in Vegas now. He got kind of like a lo-fi kind of sound, but he
Okay.
but he comes from the underground. Like he made his way doing a lot of production for like a lot of the underground artists in New York. I'm like kind of like in the late late 90s, early 2000, he made his way. And then
Okay.
he lives in Vegas now. So he's another artist that I listen to. Um, Vivian Greene, she's another one. Her and Kwame, I listen to a lot of stuff from them.
Okay.
Um, man, it's a lot. It's a whole bunch. Like I put, I'll post a lot of them really.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
Pete Rock, I've been listening. Pete Rock has an artist, Amir. He's a up and coming. He's pretty dope. He's
Hmm.
actually getting a lot of love. And yeah, yeah. I try to support a lot of the artists that I work with directly, and then
Hmm.
just go from there. I mean, and
Yeah.
actually, I try to catch on to like a lot of I try to listen to like a lot of these podcasts that that feature these new artists. I just found out about a new artist from the Bay Area that sings. I just found her earlier, so I'm
Okay.
just yeah.
Nice. Cool,
Hmm.
man. All right. So I guess before I let you go, man, do you have any last words for everybody watching right now,
Yeah,
or shout yourself out, shout out your whatever you got going?
yeah. I just want to let everyone know, man. Just keep on posting, and you know what I mean. Like just and try to be as responsible as you can when you post, because like I say, you never know who's watching. It might be your next investor, or shoot, it might be like one of your uncles or aunties that might see you. So you just kind of be conscious to what you're posting out there. Hell
Awesome,
yeah!
man.
Shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to you guys, and thank you to Kelda for putting me on. Like
Oh
that
yeah,
was.
shout out Kelda, man. Yeah, she's awesome. She's gave me some interviews here that like I would have never thought to ask, or like I said, I love getting all the different types of people in the industry. I mean, it's not just artists. It's
Yeah,
people got to work together to create this. So
for sure. Yeah, and I definitely got to keep up with a lot of more of your stuff. Like I'm new to it, and I'm just like, yo, I feel the energy that you have, and I'm just like, whoa, how come you know what I mean? Like, well, that's the beautiful thing about the social networks. You can meet up with new people, and you know what I mean. When the energy is good, like it's like, yo, we got to support this. You know what I mean? And I love to support, the outlets as yourself that give a platform, and you know what I mean, like totally for that.
yeah, that's all we want, man. Is to give a platform to people that maybe not everyone knows. We can you can interview really popular people all you want, but we'd like to give it to people who maybe aren't in the spotlight as
Yes.
much. You know what I mean? And like I said, a lot of our breaking artists we get on here. You know what I mean? So people that may not know who they are, they're known, and they're like, hey, I'm gonna go hit up their Spotify. Get them a few thousand listens or something. That's something that to build on. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Cool, man. But yeah, we'll definitely keep in touch, man. I got your email now.
Yeah.
I'll follow you on all your socials. You'll see me, Jesse, on pretty much everything. But yeah, man.
Perfect.
Thank you for joining us, man. I love hearing your take on stuff, your social media prowess and
Yeah.
whatnot.
We're definitely gonna stay in touch. I want to know more with what you guys do, because I
Absolutely.
mean, shoot, this is what it's all about.
Absolutely, man. All right. Love it, man. I love collaborating with you, man, today. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, there you have it, guys. Another amazing guest, another person, shedding some light on the back end of the business. So it's very important, we take notice of this. So all you artists out there watching, make sure you take notes on this. All right. So that was it for another episode of Breakpoint Now. Like I said, I'm your host, Jesse Leon. Let's get this going here. You can follow Breakpoint Booking, breakpointbooking.com, Facebook at Breakpoint Booking, IG at Breakpoint BKNG. Twitter at Breakpoint BKNG, and YouTube at Breakpoint Booking. All of these interviews will be posted onto YouTube as well. You can also check it out on Twitch. So you guys, please go follow those social media, follow all of our socials. You'll also get to see some of the acts that we have that are going to be performing in a city near you. So very important you go follow us on every social media outlet. Also, thank you to our sponsors, Artist Rewards, doing a bunch of stuff for artists, artistrewards.com. The Plugs earbuds, you can find them at gettheplugs.com. And then Hunger Aid, doing so much for the community. You can find them at hunger-aid.org. So it's a big shout out to our sponsors. Would not be possible without them. If you want to follow me, I got to do a little self promo. My name is Jesse. You can follow me on IG at jesse.breakpoint. And on Twitch, I do a podcast about once a week, trying to get it twice a week. But you can find me on twitch.tv/The Leon Lounge. That's my channel. But I interview a lot of Twitch streamers, a lot of artists and stuff like that. Kind of dig into their past and their music journey and stuff like that. What brought them to Twitch and all that. I'm very proud of it. Love doing it. But I love talking to you guys, and this has been amazing run. So like I said, that's it for me. Another episode of Breakpoint Now in the can. Thanks for watching. Like I said, you can find this video on YouTube as well if you miss it live. But yeah, go check us out, and thank you guys. You guys have been amazing. Peace.